What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the debut album from the band Black Curse, entitled Endless Wound. This is released on Sepulchral Voice Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Denver, Colorado, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very dark, contemporary, chaotic hybrid of both black metal and death metal. Yeah. I think out of everything that's been announced as far as music, extreme music is concerned in 2020, this debut full-length album from Black Curse is probably one of the most anticipated and one of my most anticipated records of this year so far. Because this has been a project that's been brewing and brewing for many, many years now. I believe at one point this band went under the alias of Maliblis. I think that's how you say that. But at one point this band was called Maliblis. But then as time and years progressed, this band underwent a name change. And that name change happened to be to Black Curse. And in 2019, this band put out a demo entitled Endless Wound that had 3 songs of just some absolutely dark, feverish, volcanic sort of sounds that really blended the best of death metal, black metal, and all sorts of other elements, because this is a band that features a who's who of people from within Colorado's extreme music community. And all of these guys have played in some very, very well-known bands. I'm pretty sure you know what some of these bands are. Blood Incantation, Spectral Voice, Khemmis, Primitive Man, just to name a few. And I honestly feel that with a band like Black Curse, this is something completely different from what you're normally used to hearing in comparison to all of the other respective projects that these guys are in. And they create something so dark, so destructive, and so chaotic. And I was very much anticipating how things were going to roll out for their debut full-length. And now here we are with said debut full-length in the form of Endless Wound. It's 7 tracks, and it clocks in at around 38 minutes in length, and pretty much this album comes full circle from the first demo that we heard from last year to where this band used to be years ago to where we're at now. And I think with Endless Wound, we have a new death metal band to be paying very close attention to, because in the coming years ahead, I see some seriously big things to come for them in terms of notoriety, in terms of popularity, and just overall being a consistently strong death metal band, because this is a fantastic debut album all the way through and through, and the minute it's over, you want to put it on again and again. And this album just has a serious it factor going for it in terms of replayability, in terms of charm, in terms of creativity, in just terms of being straight out evil. This is some evil fucking metal right here. And I love this album a lot. Musically, this album has so much great stuff going for it. I love the riffs that are being done throughout this entire album. Very crushing. Love the dive bomb parts that appear on certain moments, like on the opening tracks, Charnel Rift, and I think you hear some on Crowned and Floral Vice. Just some seriously great guitar playing and seriously awesome dive bomb parts. I really love that they included that in this album, but it just gets a lot more darker and a lot more creative going further. Going to the last moments of this album with songs like the title track Endless Wound and the closing track Finally I Behold. It's just really, really crazy stuff. I almost get a small sense of doom metal riffs going on in certain aspects and elements of this album, but I think it's really, really wonderful to listen to how well these riffs collide and combine with each other, just sounding really good. The bass work on here is incredible. I love how this bass guitar is played. It's very clear, very audible. You can hear everything sound perfectly. I think this album has a really strong production quality going for it. Amidst all the chaos that you hear throughout the instrumentation of this album, I think this production job really shines through. If I'm not mistaken, Arthur Risk is behind this in some ways, and he really does a great job with the mixing and getting the musicianship to sound as intense as it does here. The drumming on here is phenomenal. I love the drum performance going on here, especially for some of the more aggressive, longer songs that appear on here, like on the track Enraptured by Decay, and then the aforementioned last two tracks of this record. You just get some really awesome drum work and stamina going on here. But there is just a lot of great things to be heard with this drum performance. The blast beats sound awesome. The fills sound great. The slow to mid-paced parts work out perfectly. And there's just a lot of great dynamisy going on here with this drum performance. And it just makes you want to pay attention to everything that's going on here. And when it comes to the vocals, I love this vocal performance a lot. Lot of diversity, a lot of screams, a lot of shrieks, a lot of growls, a lot of reverb in certain parts, but I think this guy makes it all work so splendidly. I love his vocal deliveries. I just love how possessed this guy sounds. I feel like this is near some ritualistic sort of territories here with this vocal performance, but I really think he gets the job done here. Like I said, ranging from low guttural growls to high-end shrieks and screams, this vocal performance has it all, and I think it's really, really awesome to listen to him do his thing and sound as awesome as he does. I really enjoyed this vocal performance a lot, and yeah, overall, if you're a fan of all the bands that these guys are involved in, if you're into really chaotic and crazy black death metal, this Black Curse album is the album for you to be checking out. This is absolutely worth the years of waiting and anticipating for this album, and I'm very, very excited to see Black Curse flourish, have a great future, and just continue to make a strong name for themselves as the years go by. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Black Curse Bandcamp page. You can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it, buy it digitally, and is available physically as a CD and 12-inch vinyl. What I have in my hands is the vinyl version, put out through Sepulchral Voice Records. There you can see the Dennis Sporska's artwork on this one. Very good quality on the jacket. Back cover with track listing and some more detailed artwork going on here. Came on a printed inner sleeve with some lyrics and credits. Standard black vinyl. I think all copies are standard black vinyl. And came with this really cool little band photo. Really awesome stuff here. I got my copy directly from the band, but the last time I checked, their personal web store is sold out of vinyl copies, but they had CDs. If you happen to be looking for vinyl copies in the United States, I believe $20 Spin, Hell's Headbangers, Ajna Offensive, Dark Descent, they will have copies if you want to be on the lookout for that in the United States. Otherwise, if you're in Europe, just get it through Sepulchral Voice and go from there. So, again, the album is Endless Wound by Black Curse. This is released on Sepulchral Voice Records. Definitely check this one out. Every single track on this album is worth listening to. And for a score, I'm going to give this a very strong 9 out of 10. Definitely one of the best debuts of 2020. One of my favorite records of 2020 for sure. If you've happened to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it, how you feel about it. Are any of you guys into Black Curse? Definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army Hell out.